They say fire only burns what is made of flesh. But the old shamans knew another truth. Fire can also burn away fear, memory, and even the shape of a man's soul. On a night when the desert winds whispered like ghosts, a young shaman walked alone into the mountains, carrying nothing but a bundle of sacred herbs and a heart full of unanswered questions. He did not seek warmth. He did not seek light. He sought the vision of fire, a journey beyond the body, beyond pain, beyond the world of living men. What he would see there would change not only his fate, but the fate of his people. Among the Red Mesa people, there was a belief older than the rocks themselves. When the spirit becomes restless, the fire will call. Tala was young for a shaman. His hair was still dark, his face unmarked by deep lines of age, and his voice had only begun to carry the authority of the ancestors. Yet the elders said the spirits favored him. He dreamed of animals before hunts. He felt storms before clouds appeared. And sometimes, when he touched the sick, they slept without pain. But lately, the dreams had changed. Now he dreamed of fire. Not wildfire, not the cooking fire of the village, but a towering flame that stood alone in the desert, shaped like a doorway, whispering his name. Each night it came closer. Each morning he woke with ash in his mouth and heat in his chest. The eldest shaman, White Coyote, listened to Tala's story in silence. Then he spoke only one sentence. "The fire wants your spirit." That night, Tala prepared for the journey known only to a few, the walking beyond flesh. He fasted. He painted his skin with red clay and black ash. He tied feathers to his wrists so the wind would know his name. And before dawn, he walked away from the village without looking back. The sacred mountain rose like a sleeping giant from the desert floor. No trees grew there. No birds nested on its stone. The people said it was where the world ended and the spirit world began. At its base, Tala built a small circle of stones and placed dried sage and cedar in its center. He lit them with a coal from his home fire. Smoke rose slowly, curling into the pale sky. Tala knelt and began the chant of separation. Words meant to loosen the soul from the body without letting it drift away forever. At first, nothing happened. Then the wind stopped. The desert fell silent, as if the world itself had taken a breath. The fire flared higher, and Tala felt a sudden weight press against his chest. His heartbeat slowed. His hands trembled. The heat of the flames no longer felt warm. It felt alive. Pain came next. Not the sharp pain of a wound, but a spreading ache that filled every bone. His legs refused to move. His eyes closed without his will. And then, the pain vanished. He was no longer kneeling. He was standing in a land of burning sky. The world beyond flesh was not made of earth. It was made of motion. The ground shimmered like embers beneath his feet. The sky glowed orange and gold, as if the sun had shattered and spread itself across the heavens. Before him stood beings shaped like people but made of flame. Their faces flickered. Their eyes were small suns. Their voices were like wind through a forest of sparks. One stepped forward. "You carry the weight of your people," it said, "but you do not yet know the cost." Tala tried to speak, but no sound left him. His thoughts became his voice. "I came to learn," he answered. "I came to understand the fire." The spirit raised a burning hand. and touched Tala's chest. Suddenly, Tala was no longer in the fire world. He saw his village. Children running, women grinding corn, hunters returning with deer. Then the vision twisted. He saw sickness crawling through the tents. He saw storms that crushed crops. He saw strangers with thundersticks riding in from the horizon. Fear filled his chest. "This is what waits," said the fire spirit. "Fire does not only destroy, it reveals." The spirits led Tala to a river of flame. Its surface flowed like molten gold. Shapes moved beneath it, memories, voices, shadows.
It is good to be
To
together
walk
tonight.
forward,
The
the spirit
sounds
said,
fierce outside.
"You must
Yes,
walk through
but
what
we
you
are
fear
safe
to
here."
lose." From the river rose a figure shaped like Tala's mother. She smiled the way she had when he was a child. Tala stepped back. Then came his father, who had died during a winter storm years before. Then came White Coyote, bent with age. Their mouths moved, but their words were made of
The
fire.
sun rises
"Do
beautifully
you
this
choose your
morning.
path?" they
It promises
asked,
to be a good day.
"or your people's survival?" The heat became unbearable. His chest felt as if it would split open. He wanted to turn away. He wanted to wake. But the fire spirit's voice returned. "Only those who accept loss can guide the living." Tala stepped into the river. The fire did not burn his skin. It burned his memories. He felt his
Flame is the
childhood
heart of the
loosen.
village.
He felt
Treat it with
faces blur.
respect. Feed it
He felt
slowly,
fear
and it will
fall
keep
away
us
like
warm
old
through the
clothing.
night.
When he emerged, he was lighter and lonelier. The fire spirits gathered around him in a circle of moving light. "You have crossed pain," they said. "You have crossed memory.
Look to
Now
the sky,
you will
children of the
see
Mammoth
what
clan.
cannot be
The
spoken."
spirits travel
They
among
opened the
those stars,
sky.
guiding our
Tala
path
saw
through the
lines of
darkness.
light, connecting all things, animals, mountains, rivers, and people. He saw sickness as dark knots in those lines. He saw fear as trembling shadows. He saw hope as bright, rising currents. And at the center of it all burned a single flame, not outside the world, but inside every living being. "This is the true fire," the spirit said. "It is not destruction, it is change." They pressed their hands to Tala's forehead. "Carry this sight back," they said, "or your people will walk blind." Pain returned like a storm. Tala gasped and felt weight crash into him, his body, his breath, his bones. The desert sun hung high above him. His fire circle had burned to ash. His skin was cold. He crawled down the mountain, half blind and shaking, guided only by the echo of the flame in his chest. When he reached the village, the people saw his eyes had changed. They were darker, deeper, as if they reflected another sky. White Coyote touched his face and whispered, "You walked far." Tala spoke of sickness coming, of strangers arriving, of change no one could stop, only survive. The people listened. They moved their camps. They stored food. They learned new paths through the land. And when illness came, it passed more gently than it would have. Tala never spoke of the fire world again. But every night, he kept a small flame burning outside his lodge, not for warmth, not for cooking, but for remembrance. The Red Mesa people say the vision of fire still waits on the mountain, not for warriors, not for kings, but for those brave enough to lose who they were, so others may live. Because fire does not only consume, sometimes it teaches the soul how to see